So a lot of times, children will ask me, "Hey, can you fold me a rabbit?" And I'll say, "Yeah, sure." And you can do the whole body of the rabbit, or for sometimes children are pretty satisfied with just the bunny's face. Now, excuse the production values. I still haven't invested on all the equipment I need to host such a channel, but I have selected a brown piece of paper. Rabbits can be brown, especially in this area. And we begin with folding the paper in half, but half into a triangle. Now, as with any origami projects, you want to make sure that your folds are nice and even. You want to get the corners matched up best you can, like so. Now, this is a very standard fold, and you'll see a lot when you fold the paper in half. It's called the valley fold, but on the diagonal of the square. Now, the next fold is what creates the ears of the rabbit, where you can fold a little bit if you want a rabbit with thin ears, or you can fold a little bit more. This is one of the rare times that you'll make a very arbitrary fold, like so. And a lot of times I like to push my nails down, and that way the paper will retain the fold. Now, I like to take this top corner and fold it down. That way the rabbit will have more of a rounded shape, rounder shape on such pieces are gonna make the subject a little bit cuter. Now we match this edge with this edge. That way we have, as you can already see, the shape of the rabbit is developing. There's one side of its head, and there's the other. And as I said, I like to round off some of these corners, and that way we have a rabbit that has a rounder face, like so. Now, this by itself doesn't fully resemble, and so I like to make slight adjustments. Like I said, this is a very arbitrary piece. The one that we'll do next is a lot more precise. Sorry about that. And children enjoy it when you let them draw their own faces on, or you can, for smaller children, I just like to do it for them. It's always fun to put some big rabbit teeth and and there you have it. You have a rabbit. Some children will argue that it looks more like a cat. That's okay. This is art. But now, something a little bit more complicated. We're going to make the entire body of the rabbit. I like to use a pink piece of paper, the white on this side, but I like to make and you'll see at the end why I do this. It's going to be the color inside. Now, we make the more traditional half valley fold, which is folding the paper into two even rectangles, like so. Now, this is a technique we use a lot, which is creasing. So that fold gave us a guideline that intersects the paper right in the middle. Now we take one edge and we bring it to the crease, which is our guideline. We do the same thing over here. Like so. So the pink color is on the inside, Now, once again, we take our newly formed rectangle and fold it into a square this way. And again, we have formed a crease right in the middle of the paper. Take the bottom edge, bring it to the crease, and repeat on the other side. Now, a lot of these pieces are going to be symmetrical. They're going to be symmetrical. However, in the case of this rabbit, one side is going to become the head, one side is going to become the hind legs of the rabbit. I'm going to start. Now this fold is a little bit difficult. We bring the interior edge of the paper to the middle crease and do what we call a squash fold, like so. And I'm going to later do a series on some of these explaining some of these basic folds, how they're done and what they're called. Now we're going to do the same thing. Take the interior edge, open it up like so, and then squash, making sure that the corner meets. Now these eventually will become the hind legs of the rabbit. As I said, this piece is one of those rare pieces that is not symmetrical. Now, what happens to, how do we get the ears? We will perform a different kind of squash fold, which is we hold on to this crease, insert our finger in, and squash this triangle down flat like so. Once again, this is not an obvious fold, but not very complicated either. And this is the beginnings of one of the rabbit's ears. Do the same thing over here. Hold on to this crease, put your finger inside, squash, and now we have the second ear, or what's going to become the second ear. What we do now is we take this middle line, we fold. So here are the ears, like so. Now, what we do now is, this really doesn't resemble a rabbit. We need to make the rabbit a little more streamlined. So we turn it back over to the side we were on. We fold this outer edge of the ear to the middle of the body, like so. So all the way down, and we repeat on the other side. Like so. Another angle. So when we turn it around, we can see more of what resembles the head of the rabbit. But the rabbit's looking down, we have to make it look forward. So we lift its head like so, tuck it behind. Now it resembles this. So here's the head of the rabbit lined up with lined up with its hind legs. Take the entire body, now we fold it in half. We fold it in half lengthwise. Once again, we had this shape. Fold it this way. Now here's a tricky fold where we take the head of the rabbit and we pull it forward, and then apply a crease. So you can kind of see the rabbit is taking shape. What I like to do too is make sure that the nose, rabbits have a nice round snout, so I fold in the tip so that the rabbit has. There we go. And the hind legs, I like to just fold them back out like so. And then bring them forward. So, and this is another difficult fold where you're just eyeballing, trying to make sure, and this comes from some experience, that the rabbit is going to stand up. And what I like to do too is I like to pull the ears down, and now you'll see why the pink is on the inside. Is see, open up the ears, and there you go. There is the standing rabbit.